So, last Sunday, I was standing in the foyer at my church talking to a friend about homeschooling. His sons are entering high school, and he was curious about Classical Conversations curriculum. So he asked me, what do the students read in high school? And I told him, American Lit in 9th grade like Twain and Edgar Allan Poe, British Lit in 10th grade like Austen, Dickens, and Tolkien, Shakespeare in 11th like Hamlet and Julius Caesar, and Ancient Lit in 12th like the Iliad, the Odyssey, and the Aeneid. And he responds, oh, well, we'll have to do something else then, because my boys have already read Homer and Virgil. His friend cares about education and loves his sons, so I pressed a bit further. I asked him, do you really know something after having come across it just one time? He looked at me with reservation, so I reworded the question. Have you read Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing? Yes, once, he answered. What's it about, I asked. I don't remember, but it has a happy ending. It's about two couples, Beatrice and Benedict, and Claudio and Hero. Oh, right, I recognize those names, he said. What about Shakespeare's Hamlet? Have you read it? I asked. Yes, once, and I've seen the movie with Mel Gibson. To be or not to be, that is the question, he quoted. And Julius Caesar, have you read it? I asked. Oh yes, I've read it a couple of times, seen the Marlon Brando film, and I know the historical story, he said. Julius Caesar's friend Brutus takes part in a conspiracy to assassinate Caesar. After the conspirators kill Caesar, there is a civil war where Augustus, Mark Antony, and Brutus fight for control of Rome. And Macbeth, have you read it? I asked, although I knew that he had. It is one of his favorite plays. Yes, I've read that one several times, and I've seen several different film versions of it, including a Japanese version, Throne of Blood. I love that story. Macbeth is incepted with the idea that he can be king by 3 witches and later his wife. He commits murder after murder as he vies for the throne. It's really a great story about the control that the lust for power can have over a man, as well as the influence, for good or evil, that a woman can have over a man. I even heard one person claim that it's Shakespeare's version of Adam and Eve in the fall in the Garden of Eden. I concluded the conversation with, right there, in those 4 plays, you can see the various levels of knowledge. In our discussion of Much Ado About Nothing, you were able to recognize things like the character names or the happy ending. In our discussion of Hamlet, you were able to recall certain lines from the play. You were able to quote, to be or not to be, that is the question. And then when I asked about Julius Caesar, with which you had more familiarity, you were able to restate the story in your own words. You were able to tell me all about it, the good and the bad. And then of course with Macbeth, the play with which you have the most experience, the one of your favorite plays, you were not only able to recognize things about it and to be able to recall lines from it and to be able to restate the story itself, but you were able to realize it, the morals, the lessons that it has, and apply those to life, and maybe even change the way one lives according to it. And these are the 4 levels of knowledge that our children go through every time they touch something, see something, hear something, read something. Whether it be a Shakespearean play or a Homeric epic, our children move through these levels of knowledge by repetition and discussion. He interrupted me at that point and said, it might just be that my children will benefit from additional readings of Homer. To which I responded, they might. They just might.